Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
More packages are being delivered by the U.S. Postal Service since the coronavirus pandemic broke. Some areas of the country are reporting they're seeing levels similar to the Christmas season. But the Trump administration is pushing for changes within the Postal Service. Valley News Team's Joshua Peguero digs deeper on how in the Fargo area some people still aren't receiving their packages.
Brittany Spicer, like many, is staying home in self-isolation. Over the last month, she says she's been ordering on Amazon, but there's a problem. She hasn't received her packages.
We have 4 kids, so obviously we're not shopping, and so we're ordering so much more online than we're used to.
Spicer says she's called West Fargo's post office several times, even filed a formal complaint.
I've had 3 packages total in a month, and 1 is currently missing right now as we speak.
The troubles with mail delivery in the FM area are well documented. Valley News Live has done several reports on issues at the Prairie Wood Post Office in Fargo. Senator John Hoeven got involved in trying to resolve the issues.
Like my son's distant learning, he was behind 2 weeks because his Kindle was just given to somebody else. And the post office took no responsibility for anything at all.
Most of the deliveries that mailmen are doing during this coronavirus pandemic are for letters, which we would place in there, but instead they're for packages, and they're delivering a whole lot of them. The United States Postal Service has been busy with package deliveries, much like it is during holidays. The agency tells us there's been a 30 to 40% increase in parcel volume. Earlier this month, 2 USPS employees in Fargo tested positive for COVID-19. They've been unwilling to respond to our questions, wondering whether the pandemic is linked to delivery problems. In West Fargo, Joshua Peguero, Valley News Live.
As part of an $18 billion loan the Postal Service is getting, published reports say the Trump administration is urging the agency to start charging more for package deliveries. A woman is behind bars tonight in connection with the death of a child. Clay County investigators were called to Sanford Hospital yesterday afternoon on a report of possible child neglect. This woman, 35-year-old Kelly Jo Anderson, is currently being held at the Cass County Jail on felony criminal neglect. However, she has yet to be formally charged. Investigators tell Valley News Live as of right now, Anderson's husband is not expected to be arrested or charged in the child's death. Clay County says that the child's body will be transported to the Ramsey County Medical Examiner's office to determine the exact cause of death. Tough to think about rain when we're enjoying such great weather, but unfortunately, some of you might see it in the near future. Let's take a trip over to Hutch's house for an update on this evening's weather planner. Hey, Hutch.
Hey, Mike. Hope everybody at the station's doing well. Here at the house, Pedro and I doing pretty good, enjoying wonderful conditions like most of us. A lot of us here in the Southern Valley, parts of west central Minnesota in the 60s, all the way up to Lake of the Woods. Cooling off, though, in the Devil's Lake Basin, and that's a result of some showers pushing through from northwest to southeast. Moving in on the northern Red River Valley, Walsh County up near Cavalier, we're seeing some showers. Lankin and Park River seeing some showers, and a couple of spits of rain near the New Rockford area and Sykeston. And over the Red River to the other side, we go to Polk County. We have a couple of showers and thunder showers there. Looks quiet in Fargo. I don't think we'll have to worry about getting the old barbecue grill wet tonight. Temperatures will stay in the upper 50s for most of the evening. In Grand Forks, it'll be just a pinch cooler, and there will be a chance of some showers moving in here in the next couple of hours. Details on your weekend outlook, which Mike does have a couple of hitches in the giddy-up, coming up right here in a couple of minutes.
It's always possible. Thanks, Hutch. More COVID-19 cases are being reported at long-term care facilities in the Fargo-Moorhead area. Eventide on 8th in Moorhead has 3 more residents who have tested positive, bringing the total at that facility to 16. 4 staff members have also tested positive at that location. Eventide is also reporting a staff member at the Cheyenne Crossings location in West Fargo has tested positive. The Eventide location in Fargo has 22 cases, according to the state's Department of Health, and a staff member at the Senior Living Apartments has also tested positive. Eventide says no one is allowed to enter their facilities if they are ill, and any staff members showing symptoms are told to self-quarantine at home. North Dakota is now reporting 39 more cases of COVID-19 in the state, bringing the total to 748 positive cases. 285 people are listed as recovered. 17 people are in the hospital currently. 15 people have died from the coronavirus in North Dakota. North Dakota businesses looking for help with recovering from the COVID-19 pandemic can look to the Bank of North Dakota. The bank has been authorized to provide 2 financing programs to assist North Dakota businesses in obtaining long-term, low-interest loans to assist in the state's economic recovery. The programs will help both small and large businesses to secure working capital and replenish inventory.
So regardless of what sector you're in, whether it's retail, small business, energy, ag, you name it, you have an opportunity to talk to your local bank and potentially apply for these loans.
One of the programs is the Small Employer Loan Fund, or SELF. It provides up to $50,000 to small businesses with 10 full-time employees or less. Meanwhile, the PACE Recovery Program, the CPRP, will provide a loan of up to $5 million for businesses of less than 500 employees and a loan of up to $10 million for businesses with more than 500 workers. The programs will be effective next Wednesday. The state of Minnesota has now reached another milestone in the pandemic. State Health Department is now reporting that over 3,000 people have tested positive for the coronavirus. 3,185 people have tested positive, 243 more than yesterday. Over half, which is 1,594 of the total positive cases, are listed as recovered. 21 more people have died, bringing the death toll in Minnesota to 221. Of the 278 people currently in the hospital, 111 are in ICU. Clay County now has 100 positive cases, with 4 deaths reported from the virus. Minnesota has a new website to help Minnesotans find a COVID-19 testing location in their community. The Testing Collaborative includes 127 clinics and healthcare facilities across the state. The website will provide access to the closest testing site for Minnesotans, general information related to the COVID-19 outbreak, and an interactive screen tool to help determine if a test is needed. To view the website, click on this story on our VNL News app. A man is in jail tonight accused of shooting up a car in Hankinson, North Dakota. Richland County authorities say it happened just after midnight. Investigators found a vehicle with several bullet holes in it. 27-year-old Cody Lansfield of Hankinson was arrested for reckless endangerment, terrorizing, and criminal mischief. No word to if anyone was hurt in the shooting. The IRS began distributing stimulus checks last week, but many still continue to wonder, where's my check? Reporter Leslie Gatos helps answer some of your questions.
The IRS began distributing direct payments to millions of Americans last week as part of the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act. But plenty of people are having issues with the IRS Get My Payment portal, which offers information about the status of payments.
The first day was kind of a mess. I logged in a couple of times and then it locked me out for 24 hours. There's also no way to contact anybody.
You can log into the check your payment icon, but it gets me a message, payment status not available. It gives you reasons for why that may be, including not having filed prior tax returns, but I have filed.
If payment status is not available, the IRS says it could be for a number of reasons, such as you're not eligible for payment, or if you haven't filed in tax year 2018 or 19. Certified public accountant Scott Kaplowich says he's heard from a lot of clients who are getting that payment status not available message.
There really is no one to answer the questions. There really is no support for the process.
Other questions we've heard: will you get a check if you owe the IRS back taxes for previous years? According to the IRS website, the answer is yes. What if the portal tells you that your payment should have been deposited on April 15th, but you haven't received it yet? The IRS says your financial institution may not have processed it yet, but to keep checking back. Some parents want to know if their dependents who are 18 or older will be getting their own checks. The answer is no. Children will not receive a check if they're claimed as a dependent on their parents' return. And if you've received a relief payment on behalf of a deceased loved one, you're not alone. If an individual died in 2019 and their most recent tax return on file was for 2018, it's possible they would be issued a check. The IRS hasn't issued guidance on this yet, but experts say to set that money aside.
I would recommend people who do get refunds for deceased taxpayers leave the money in their accounts until such time as the IRS comes up with a process and whether they want it refunded or not.
In some cases, people who have filed with the tax preparer have had their checks sent to temporary accounts set up by the tax preparer for IRS refunds. The IRS says it's working to resolve all of those problems. President Donald Trump signed into law the $484 billion coronavirus emergency aid bill that passed Congress this week. The legislation funds more small business loans to keep employees on the payroll while also beefing up aid to hospitals and a national virus testing program. The president was pressed on his controversial comments yesterday on possibly researching whether human ingestion of commercial disinfectants could effectively treat the coronavirus. The president claims those comments were simply sarcasm and affirmed he is not suggesting Americans ingest disinfectants. Thanks to the many people who stepped up for our virtual food drive for the Great Plains Food Bank. We teamed up to help people out during the COVID-19 crisis. Well, we hit our original goal of $10,000 by 6 p.m. on Wednesday, so we're still continuing for a $20,000 goal by May 22nd, and we're less than $5,000 away from that goal. You can donate at valleynewslive.com or on the VNL News app. Just look for this button. Later on Valley News Live at 6, some tips that could help you save money by taking a hard look at your car insurance.
In Fargo, this close to 70 degrees today. In Grand Forks, not too bad either. We have a few showers and thunder showers rumbling around, and your forecast for the weekend is next.